Let's talk about 4 tips you can do to alleviate low back pain if you sit at a desk all day. Odds are, if you have a history of back pain or you just have back tightness or discomfort in general, that sitting will make it worse. So if you're stuck sitting at a desk all day for an office job or you work from home, you're probably going to have a pretty sore back for most of the day. The good news is there are several different things that you can do to help get relief from that. And we're going to talk about 4 of those things today. So if you have any questions about the exercise that we're going to go through, please leave a comment below. Tip number 1, if you have low back pain with sitting, is first you need to go take a towel and you need to fold it long ways, roll it up real tight just like this, and what you're going to do is you're going to put it behind the small of your back. So it'll look something like this. You're going to sit down in your chair. The key here is sitting your butt all the way back in the chair. So if you're here and you put the towel there, it's really not going to do all that much. Your back is going to sag. What you really want is to have your butt scooted all the way to the back, place that towel there, and then when you sit back, it's going to keep your back arched. That's really important. You want to hang out in this position as long as it feels comfortable, for as long as you can tolerate it. Typically, back pain with sitting gets worse if you allow your back to round. So what we're doing is we're bulletproofing you from that. We're using the towel to give you a cue to keep your back arched. Try this at home and see if it works. Our second tip for you if you sit at a desk all day and you have back pain is you should move more often. What tends to happen is we get really zoned in and locked in on our work, and then we end up sitting for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or maybe even hours straight. Well, your back's not going to like that. It wants you to change and move positions. The discs and the structures in your low back don't like to be stagnant. And this is why most people wake up in the morning and their back is stiff. It's because they've been in one position the whole night. So you're actually going to benefit from getting up throughout your workday and moving. And we recommend you do this every about 20 minutes. That way you can still maintain your productivity for work, but you still have some time to where you can get up, move around, change positions, and then also using that towel roll to benefit you as well, going from sitting with the towel and then maybe taking the towel out if you need to continue to persist in your day job or at work. The next tip will involve you having to get on the floor. Basically what this movement does, it helps your spine get lubricated and move a little bit better. What happens when we sit for too long is things stiffen up. So movement tends to help. One of the best ways to do this is with a yoga move called the cat-cow. The reason for this is we're unloading the spine, so we're getting in what we call like a quadruped position where we're on our hands and knees, and then we're actually moving our spine through that full range of motion. So full extension, full flexion. And we're going to demo that here right now. So you'll go ahead and get on the floor, onto all fours. You're going to take your spine, and as you are flexing your spine, so moving it toward the ceiling, you're moving your head down. We're trying to round our back as much as possible. Then we're going to go the opposite way, and we're going to try to arch our back as much as possible. Going through that full range of motion for about 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions will help your low back loosen up, and it'll help alleviate some of the symptoms that you're getting with sitting. So if you have to go back and sit, you'll actually be able to sit for a longer period of time without having to get up and move. The last and final stretch we're going to talk about is the pretzel stretch. What this does is it's going to stretch out some of the hip flexors, add some rotation to the spine. It's just a good stretch to hold for a short period of time to help loosen up some of the joints in your body and muscles in your body. So the first thing you're going to do is typically we try to use a foam roller for this. If you don't have one, it's not that big of a deal. The foam roller is going to sit here. You're going to bring your top leg onto that foam roller. The goal is to get to about a 90-degree angle with your hip and your torso. You're then going to reach back with the top hand, and you're going to grab the lower foot. You're going to stretch, and then you're going to rotate your spine to try to get your right shoulder, in this case, down to the floor. So again, we're getting a good hip flexor stretch on the left, so on the bottom leg, and then we're also getting a really good stretch through our lumbar spine over on that right side, and we're opening up all those joints. You can do this stretch on both sides. Hold for about 10 to 15 seconds. You can't really overdo this one. I would not stretch into pain, so if you are experiencing pain with this, don't keep going. Try this exercise and see if it helps to alleviate your back pain with sitting.